two dope dudes, bringing you the news, leading you to much success with all their insightful views. Do you grow yourself or buy from the top shelf? Are you here to take the reins and gain back your health? Whatever it is, you know the biz. Leave a like, crack a pipe, and let's get on with it. If you want to acquire the knowledge, you don't have to go to college. You can just come hang with Aaron and Dave.
Yo, welcome to the Elevated News Podcast with Two Dope Dudes. We are your source for Midwest cannabis news culture and more. I'm Aaron.
I'm Dave.
Hey, what's up, buddy? How are you?
Oh, I'm good. How are you?
Good, man. Good. It's been a long weekend, but had to flex on Friday, did real good.
Oh, how was that?
It was really good. It was really good. We had like 97 people. I think probably I forgot to check on the high school tournament that happened on Saturday, but dude was super happy and it went well, man.
What was the
Dude, Mike
Any-
Conley.
Yeah.
Mike Conley and our friend Big Cat Stilson down 10.
Jesus.
10-27 rated round.
Healthy.
Mike Conley did a roller on 5 and it went all the way down. Did I not tell you last week that Mike Conley has some of the best rollers in the game?
Like a flick roller or a
I don't know. He was on the card with Senior and Underdog and Doug.
Oh, nice.
He went with the OGs.
Nice. That's sweet.
Yeah, it was super awesome, man. And then got to see my friend's band yesterday locally. He plays mandolin, picking
nice.
a little bluegrass trio with his brother and another guy, and played a bunch of Dead covers, and it was super fun. And I love that kid. Zach's awesome, and he's in college right now to be a musician. So, hell yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. How was your weekend? You took a little trip. How was it?
Super good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You see anything interesting? See anything fun?
Not like super out of the ordinary. No. I did hit the dispo. It's like the same. I think the luster of it has gone away for me. Like it was almost like I gotta go to the dispo again. Yeah. Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
Now when people are like, you want, none of my friends ever say you want to go to the dispensary. That's weird. I don't have friends like that. But like,
Yeah.
yeah. Just, I mean, I only went to, I hadn't been to a dispensary in years until you started working at the last place. And then I would come in there to see you occasionally, but
Yeah. No, I mean it's substantially better. Actually, it was inside the dispo was about the most excitement there was. Some people were fighting in there. Actually, almost saw a fight at a truck stop. That was pretty sweet too.
I mean, that's Michigan for you. That's Michigan for you. I love Michigan. I've spent lots of time up there. I've been up in the UP. I spent a lot of time in Detroit, Battle Creek.
Yeah,
dude.
Yeah,
I love Michigan. I love Michigan. It's a great spot. I've never been to a dispensary in Michigan though.
Yeah, no, 100%. And you should.
I should.
You should.
I've been to dispensaries in Oregon. I've been to dispensaries in
Oregon's great.
Yeah, Oregon was like 2016, 2015. No, had to be earlier than that. Anyway, it was like my first foray into legal dispensary and legal cannabis, and it was quite an experience, and I had a great time. I got some good edibles for cheap.
Also, like, I beg everybody who wants a cannabis experience to go check out New Buffalo, Michigan.
Yeah.
There are just so many dispensaries all fighting for your attention, 50% off of everything. First time customers get whatever. Spend $100, get $150 of free product. Just all the crazy shit. It's like crazy Kaplans. Come over, buy one, get 8 free.
That's
Like I'm
right.
waiting for those moments
You
in
know,
Canada.
I
It's already
did
here.
I did ask you if you wanted to go get fireworks, hoping that maybe we would just get close to Michigan and you and I would just go to a dispensary. But you're like,
Yeah.
nah, fireworks are stupid. They're for dumb people.
No, I just
That's
don't.
literally what you said.
No.
You know, we're one of 2 states where fireworks are against the law.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely. They
What
are
is it here in
100.
Cali or here in New York or what?
It's like one other weird state. I don't remember what it is, but we're the other one that's where it's like completely banned. It's
Oh,
crazy. Everybody else is just getting free tax money, just like other things, you know.
yeah, heard
Yeah,
that.
yeah. So, but shit. Hey, let's get into some news. We got a few stories today. Not that all of them are um super in depth, but it's been a couple weeks since we've gotten to catch up on the news and see what's going on in Illinois. Shout out to the Cole Memo. I've been checking his live streams out. He's been doing some updating on the cannabis news in Illinois and what's going on, and I appreciate his takes on that. And
Boys.
yeah, check it out. I guess let's do plugs real quick.
Yeah.
And then we will get into the news and YouTube comments. That's usually how we do it, right?
That's it.
Yeah. So you can find us, the Elevated News Podcast, if you're an audio listener or watching here on YouTube, on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and all your other favorite streaming and podcast apps. The Two Dope Dudes YouTube channel. Please give us a like. Please comment. Please leave a review on the audio app. Please give us a star or, whatever. I would prefer 5 stars, but and then you can find us on Twitter, twitter.com/two dope dudes, and supportdopepeople.com, along with links to our other pods and merch and t-shirts, and new t-shirts are there and hats and stuff. So check it out if you would like. David.
What are you doing on Thursday night? You should
He's
come hang out with
back.
me.
He's back.
Guess who's back?
Yeah.
Yeah, I will be live again Thursday night. I missed a whole week and I feel weird about it, but I can't wait to get back and see the community. Chi-Town Hi-Fi hit me up this week and he was like, dude, feels weird not having a Thursday night show. I
Oh
said,
yeah, it's his first one, man.
Yeah.
Some of these cats don't know the old days when you were streaming live a lot of days a week.
Yeah, it used to be 3, I think.
Yeah,
Right?
3 Mondays,
Thursday.
Wednesdays, and Thursday nights.
So
Mondays and Wednesdays were absolutely favorite for me while I was still working because I could just tune into the live stream. It was real fun.
yeah.
And then
Those were the days.
those were the days. I gotta do. What am I doing here? This one right here. Put this one, and then we'll get into YouTube comments. I'm a little high today, but it's all right. I was gonna go to YouTube comments. So, Dr. Dank Nugs, first up, pinned. Make sure you subscribe and share out this dope channel. Love and peace. Congrats, fellas, on 100. Thank you, Dr. Dank Nugs. Best damn grow show, you know. Love green culture. I applaud the big 100. Congratulations to a well-deserved milestone in our own community. Marky, love green culture. Always been so nice to me. Former co-host of the Growers Hangout, OG. He's the OG co-host of the Growers Hangout.
He's just such a good dude.
He is, and it's because of him that I really started doing that podcast. So, it was super fun.
So cool.
Yeah. The Cole Memo. You already know that I had to drop by and smash that like button. Thank you, Cole. And thank you, Marky, is what I was trying to say.
Yeah.
Skibbity Bebop said, love it. Joe RG 6008, greetings from Maryland. Cool conversation. Appreciate you, brother.
Whoa.
Appreciate you.
Let's go.
Hell yeah.
All right.
Chi-Town
From coast to
Hi-Fi.
coast.
Yeah, coast to coast, baby. That's East Coast. What a way to bring in 100. Can't wait to hear the 1000 show. Keep it up, guys.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's my boy right there.
Cole Memo, awesome guest. Super glad that Lasley is bringing events to Southern Illinois. The people need it. That's right. This weekend, as this is coming out, is Sesh in the Shawnee. I hope you're going. Brandon Krieger, great episode. Congrats on 100. Thank you, Brandon. Appreciate you.
Shit, man.
Yep. Daily Homegrown, another fire episode, guys, and congrats on 100. Listened last night on Spotify, but had to come here and smash that like and drop a comment to show support to some dope MF people. Yeah, that's my homie, my Gromy. He grows some fireweed. Check, yeah, follow him on Instagram. Yeah, Daily Homegrown. And then Dr. Dank Nugs, Heisenberg Brothers, John Voight, Mr. Rourke. Yeah, Chi-Town Hi-Fi by Seymour.
Hey.
More Canna content.
Hell
yeah. Yeah, all the people were there for the
damn.
Yeah, it was a good time, and shout out to Michael Lasley. We had a lot of fun having you on. Hopefully we'll get you on again.
What an awesome guy.
Yeah.
What an awesome dude.
It's I felt bad that we had the video troubles. I was hoping that the video backup would work, but it did not. Had to be probably something in his connection, I think. So, but yeah, amazing dude.
Yeah.
And then speaking of our friends over at Illinois News Joint, News Joint events, that means Jason Brown and Michael Lasley. They're offering free general admission tickets and limited VIP tickets for the second annual Illinois Craft Showcase. Attendees will have the opportunity to meet 50 plus craft brands and sample for free the best licensed cannabis products in Illinois. The event is scheduled for 12 to 6 p.m. August 16th at Molly's Joint in Tilton. Just go out to Molly's Joint too. That's our friends at the 1937 group run that.
How cool is it to see Spliff Society straight in the middle of that?
I mean, Briggs is absolutely the man. I literally, I was just looking earlier. I've got his business card right here. And I was like, oh yeah, Briggs is the best. Yeah, it is awesome to see Spliff Society on there. Yeah. So, hey, go to Illinois News Joint. Also click on these ads on the side. And you can go and get your reservation tickets.
Wow, and, they actually got some.
Yes.
That's some really cool ass fucking.
Ravioli's going to be there. You should go there just because Ravioli is going to be there. Honest to God.
That's so dope. What's a Ravioli?
They're a new brand, and a lot of my heady glass friends really like them. So I trust them more than the general public. Not as much as like Gromies, but like more than the general public. If they're like, hey, this is actually kind of cool and this is actually kind of tasty, then I'm at least interested. You know what I mean? And so the general public should be.
Some of the products made by some of the companies in here actually are pretty okay. These are some of the, like, I keep looking through the list and I keep seeing more names of places that I actually would consume cannabis.
I mean, this is the craft showcase. This is the people who are not the quote unquote MSOs, quote unquote OG license players. I'm sure a lot of these places do have ties to them because that's the way the Illinois market works. But
some of them are third party white labelers and shit.
But I would say for the most part, these are people that you should be at least trying to support. Like, I know people are kind of down on the market and they're like, hey, like, I'm just over it. But like, if you were to go out and support like Cresco or Verano or like, go and support these people. And especially Illinois News Joint's throwing this, and they are fantastic people, and they are obviously doing this for the right reasons. And, it's Southern Illinois. Well, it's central Illinois, kind of, but it's it's awesome, and it's not far from us in Chicago. So yeah, check them out. That's enough rambling about that one, right?
I like it.
Hey, I want to. This came out today while we're recording, or right before we started recording. Cresco Labs announced a strategic restructuring that includes plans to sell its California operations. This restructuring is part of the company's broader strategy to strengthen its balance sheet, increase cash flow, and prioritize markets with the highest margins and long-term growth potential. So basically,
So by highest margins, do you mean the ones that you can steal the most from the people, but then like give them the least product back, but then like super weird.
So the company is in active discussions with prospective buyers interested in acquiring its California assets, including cultivation, manufacturing, and distribution operations, select distribution operations. That means they'll keep some, but not all of it.
Oh.
It expects to finalize the transaction with the next several quarters. Subject to customary closing conditions and regulatory approvals, it will retain full ownership of its premium FloraCal brand and continue to produce and market the brand across key US markets.
So there's a key US market, California?
Well, yeah.
Because wow.
Yeah.
And could you if okay, so even more of a reason maybe not to purchase the shit from there is the fact that they came out and said that we are only going to be in markets where we can make extra money in. And I'm not against again making money and where we can be profitable and you
I
should be
think
profitable, but
I
the
think
dummy index or the
n-
stupid index, whatever they call it, is
yeah.
substantially higher in some of the markets that they want you to operate in comparatively to that of markets that have come to, you know,
I don't think it's I mean, it's smart. They're the first, but I think we're going to see more and more. I mean, we're seeing Cookies exit Michigan, right?
we also need what I think needs to happen more so than that is the actual purchase of the licenses in the company, whatever.
Yeah,
Because a lot of people don't want to take on other people's trash. And who's going to
right.
come in and buy your fucking company if you literally are saying that this isn't going to help our balance sheet? Let you go take care of our shit.
Well, because somebody's going to want to get into the market there. Somebody's going
Yeah,
to
but they're
want
going to
like a
sell their
they're going to market it as like a turnkey solution. They can just get in and just start,
doing and
producing.
going.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, 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 for sure.
Yeah. I mean, go ahead. That's what everybody has said too. And who has the money to purchase
I
cannabis
mean, we're
companies
looking at
anymore?
we're
We've
looking
seen
at
cannabis
GTI
companies.
wanting to get into the drink market. We're looking at Cresco Labs now exiting California. This is what they're doing is that they're diversifying where they can, and they're starting to put their money, or they have put their money into what they know they can make money in right now.
Well,
And now we're seeing them like get rid of this stuff that is overly taxed and overly burdensome.
so when do they leave Michigan?
Soon, couple years.
So
Maybe.
their only places they want to operate is where they can monopolize and become the massive stakeholders of that industry. So
Well,
like
but that's what the government history has shown works and what they do. So yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
mean
mean,
I'm with you. If
like
you can't handle it because you can't. You're trying to manage shit from fucking 2 time zones away.
right.
Um yeah, and then you've got people who already don't know what the fuck they're doing
And
trying
it's
to
a rough
manage the
market
market that they're
anyway.
already
And
sitting inside of. There's no way they're going to manage a market that they have no clue about and that has been operating since 15, 20 years before you ever fucking had a chance to. So like,
we
eh,
talked earlier this year or maybe late last year about the distribution network in California and how that was like crumbled, and that we were going to start seeing players exit California because of it, because the California market was just fucked. It was,
but it's
with the
It's
money owed, we're going to see people go out of business. We're going to start seeing people leave because it's just crumbling there. Like you can't over regulate a market. You have to let it be.
Well, and that was it,
You
is that
you,
they
you can't.
had a good market in place, and then they saw how much money Illinois was making, and then
Right.
they tried to copy some of the regulations that
Right.
Illinois has, and we saw how that went for their market. So,
I don't
is
even
this
give
not just a
Illinois.
long-term playbook for Illinois? Like, can we just look over there and go, "Hey, you're going to fail eventually?" Or if because you've introduced the market as a monopoly place to begin with, then you don't have to worry about it because the monsters will survive, and you
Well, the
know
monsters will get bailed out by the government, which is just taken from the people as tax. But um, you know, that's the way the government is, and that's the way the companies are going to be. You know,
yeah.
it's. I mean, I think Michigan. We will see him leave Michigan. I think Michigan is a little too big. Um,
Well, but they also have competition, and I've never, outside of Illinois folks who go to fucking Michigan and buy their liquid live resin carts or whatever they do,
mhm.
because they go, oh, a Cresco cart in Illinois is fucking 70, 80, $100 a gram, whatever. If I go over there, it's fucking 20, right? So like and then I can buy 6 of them for $100 because we got the deals and shit going on. When
I
you
th-
can find a deal from Cresco out there.
I think don't forget that the difference between California doing this and Illinois doing this are different, because Illinois is doing it not because they're smart, but because we had to. We did it out of desperation because we have all these pension debts and we couldn't pay our bills.
Yeah,
So
shit.
we made this overly burdensome tax uh, to make money to get us out of that.
Nice.
California, I don't think has quite the same. I don't know their economy and their industry and their like how that works, but as well as Illinois, so they're just trying to be greedy and trying to fund more government programs there. You know what I mean? So it's not even the same reason. So I think what we're going to see is we're going to see other states who are trying to be more like Illinois fail. I think it's a good, just like a good picture of why you shouldn't overregulate,
Yeah.
you know?
That's really my whole point to this
Yeah.
thing, I think, is that like, so if other markets and literally it's California.
Hmm.
California tried to adopt Illinois law pretty much.
Hmm.
The same regulations they tried to put through, higher tax rates, everything. It literally was like, oh wow, look what they're doing. We'll try some of that shit. And
Yep.
now we're seeing like failure out
Yep.
there. But
Which is good because I don't want so much regulation. I want
I
like,
keep telling you, Illinois' fucking cannabis industry is broken. There's a
oh,
lot
yes.
left to
Yes.
be desired, and there is potential for massive growth in this industry in this state. But it's not being reached. The potential isn't even close to there. And like I said, I listened to some guy talk about this. I forget if they call it the dummy index or stupid index or something, but it's like how much it costs for that thing to be on the shelf comparatively to how much it costs you to make it. And I think
Hmm.
like automotive is like 2 on this scale. So
Right.
like, $10,000 to $15,000 worth of parts, $20,000 to $30,000 worth of automobile cost at the end. So it's
Hmm.
a factor of 2. He was talking about like space is like 104 or 70 to 1 was what it was, and then fucking Tesla came around and dropped it back down to, so but like there's
Yeah.
all these,
Shout
like
out to
it's the
Bob
stupid
Murphy.
index.
I saw that
Yep.
tweet too. Shout out to Bob Murphy.
Yeah, how about it?
Hey, I know other people have talked about this. Uh, is this one? Oh, posted on. Okay, never mind. It's posted on July 6th. January 31st. That threw me off for a second. On January 31st, the DuPage County State's Attorney Office announced because of faulty blood testing methods, it was dismissing charges in 19 cases involving defendants accused of driving under the influence of cannabis. This followed a months-long investigation by the ABC7I team that concluded in December 2024 some test results from the University of Chicago Analytic Forensic Testing Lab had been deemed unreliable. Last week, the University of Illinois released an internal investigation report on the faulty analytical forensic testing lab blood test used in the DUI cases. Guess what? They ain't good.
Ooh.
They ain't good. So now DuPage, I know DuPage County already is going through, and there was like 19, I think. Is that what it said? 19. So the faulty blood tests have caused more than a dozen criminal cases to be dropped and potentially jeopardizes more than 1,000 DUI cases in the Chicago metro area. Many of the cases were charged based on results from AFTL testing. The faulty tests were unable to distinguish Delta 9 THC, most people just call marijuana, from other commonly encountered THC isomers such as Delta 8, which most people just call hemp. Anyway.
Oh, how good.
AFTL ceased DUI blood testing in February 2024, and according to the ABC7I team, UFC had hired Taft Stettinius and Hollister LLP to investigate and create an independent report into concerns and claims made about testing inaccuracies while measuring THC. Criminal defense attorney Don Ramsel, who represents clients charged with the cannabis DUI, told the I-Team that the report is just corporate whitewash, which I don't know. So basically, they are saying that they should have been modified to distinguish between the two, but they couldn't. And then since the lab's been closed for a year, that means none of them can be retested. So all of those had to get thrown out. And now they're going through case by case and reviewing them. And basically, if they find them that are by the labs, they're getting a hold of people. The Cole Memo also did a report on this, and I listened to it the other week. So you should check that one out too.
My thing that okay.
And we've been talking about this since 2024, right? Since we've been talking about this since early days of the episode.
My problem with I am into not having impaired driving, right?
Yeah.
Like if you're fucked up, you probably shouldn't get behind the wheel.
Correct.
Right? I have been fucked up in the past. I used to drink a lot of alcohol, and I have been fucked up in the past, and I got behind the wheel, and then I drove home. And luckily, and knock on all kinds of wood and whatever, I made it home every time, and I did so without DUIs and whatever, right? I am advocating against that. I think it is
I do not. I think that it is. I think that I believe in private property rights, and I feel like I understand that humans and your body is your private property, and as you can do whatever you want to your own body, but when you put other people at risk, then I don't agree with it. So what I'm saying is that if you think of it that way, if you are intoxicated and you get behind the wheel, you're putting other people's property, whether it be themselves or material property, at risk of your and that is not cool.
A lot of people pass from driving accidents. A lot a year, every year.
I've had some very people close to me pass from that too. And so
I'm fully for, let's make sure we clean up and make sure that people that are super under the influence aren't or are capable, let's say, of operating this vehicle without harming somebody else. The testing standards for which we do this is goofy as fuck to me still.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, God, I got a great story to tell, but I don't want to get too long-winded. Yeah, let me just run it. I got pulled over once. This is way back in the day. And the guy said, "Oh, you're impaired." I said, "No, I ain't." And then, "Oh, you've been drinking." "Well, I don't drink, sir." "Well, you've been smoking." "No, I do smoke every day, more than anybody." But I went down to the Illinois River, was on a boat with my buddy, and he said, "Oh, don't worry about it. I got enough weed. You can come down. You don't have to drive with it. That way, you can stay clean. You don't have to transport
Hmm.
anything, whatever." So I did. I took the opportunity to.
The
Well, I got
one time
pulled
you
over
do,
that day.
right?
What's that?
The one time you do, right?
And bingo, I got pulled over that night. Like, knock on wood, thank goodness. And the guy said, "Well, no, you're clearly impaired." I said, "No, run a field sobriety." I went back, I ran a field sobriety, everything was perfectly fine. It wasn't until I got back in the car and was driving home with Ganja Toker
Uh huh.
when, like, just in the middle of nowhere, I start belly laughing as hard as I can. I go, "Hey," he said, "What?" I said, "He only asked me if I had been drinking or if I had smoked anything tonight." And I kept wondering why the hell he kept asking me if I was impaired or not. He didn't ask me about any of the other shit that I did for the evening. So it never even, like, in my brain clicked for me to tell him about all the other shit that we had been doing that day because we didn't have the other shit that we needed.
Yeah.
And then, um, yeah, literally, I remember looking at him and I was like, "Whoa, dude, I forgot we are really fucked up." So, like, let me just tell you, the sobriety tests that are out there and their abilities to tell when people are fucked up is just, it's
The
not there. It's
the
not.
oh no, no, I'm sure the tests are fine. It's just the people interpreting the tests
Well,
because
and
humans are
listen,
fallible.
I said, "Bring me a fucking breathalyzer, I'll do it." "Oh,
Right.
sorry, we don't have a breathalyzer on us." Whatever. I'm like, "What the fuck?" The little tube that you're supposed to stick in it, the guy didn't have it. His partner didn't have any. I'm like, "All right, well." So then they wanted me to, like, get out and walk around, and I got out and I walked around. I was fine, man. Um, but, like, yeah, to me, I've always thought, like, if there was actually going to be an impairment test,
Sure.
couldn't we find a measurable thing that actually made sense? And I think, like, when you watch people do the little walk the line and stuff on YouTube videos and they fall on their face and shit, like, shouldn't let that guy in a car. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
No, absolutely
And, like,
not.
but if you can walk that line and you can, like, stay within the thing and you can follow the lights, like, well, then I think you're good to go too. And I've done it with cannabis in my system. I've done it with other things. Like, so then maybe you're fine, right?
Hmm.
Maybe you're okay to go. But, like, is that the best test? I don't know. And I'm not saying get harder tests, run more. Just do the fucking right thing. And I can tell you what's not right is either the blood testing, the oral swab, anything really that they test you physically with the where they're pulling something out of you to test it out in a lab. We do not have an accurate enough test in cannabis to prove impairment or to prove, like, even like 0.08 is a stupid thing to me if you ask
Right.
me, right? Because that doesn't prove impairment or not. But they
No, I
still
think I don't, 0.08 is what they say is legally impaired, which just means that the
that doesn't
the
make
states
sense.
have it doesn't have to. What they're saying and how you're interpreting it are two different things. What they're saying is that we have stated that this is the legal amount of alcohol you can have in your blood before the state considers you impaired.
Which I understand, but
Yeah,
that's
it's
like
just
the
a
whole
number,
weirdest thing in
but
the world is because it's not measuring impairment, it's measuring, well,
are
first
you,
of all, it's blood toxicity, which I understand,
are
but
you saying that we that people shouldn't have domain over other people and get to decide arbitrary rules, Dave?
what? By
What?
some arbitrary numbers that don't
Yeah,
really, and
yeah,
it's again, this is
yeah. Of
one of the big
course,
faults in the
it's
cannabis industry too.
maximum freedom.
They have made up arbitrary
Hmm.
numbers, especially in Illinois,
Yep.
of ppms that you're not allowed to have of certain
Hmm.
things, and it does nothing more but cause argument amongst people, like, that we're trying to communicate to and say,
Right.
"Hey, come together, it's not a big deal." More so, it just allows the people who are doing the thing to, like, well, tell me what I have to do, and then I'll just do whatever I have to, and I'll, like, skirt away from all of the things that I know you could measure, right? So, like,
Right.
if I if I know I can't use the pesticide, but I know that I have to use the pesticide, and it's not even a pesticide that's like chemical or whatever it is to get rid of the pest, but then you don't allow it, but then I have to, and can you flush it properly and can't you flush it properly? And all of those factors come into something that, like, how the fuck with one simple number can you go, okay, 5 parts per million?
I mean, the testing is just it's it's just another rung on the ladder that the state wants you to go through to say, look, I can follow the rules and do it your way, and thank you for allowing me to do it your way, and here's all the taxes that I'll collect for you.
Yeah.
It just it is. It just
Well,
is.
yeah. Let me show you how you're so stupid to know how not to protect yourself.
Basically.
Yeah.
That's, I mean, yeah.
And
That's
then
the government for
make
you.
sure you go vote on that.
Yeah, absolutely go vote on that.
Yeah.
Let's get into I want to do this this hemp regulating intoxicating hemp products one.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, cuz we're coming up we're doing okay on time, but I want to leave room for your conditional cannabis corner cuz it's been a minute since we've done it. And then yeah. By the way, I did make a master list, and I know I'm behind on releasing those. I'll get those out soon. Regulating intoxicating hemp products is a priority, Illinois lawmaker says. This came out July 20th, which was yesterday for us. Justin and Anna Ward of Stony Branch Farms were anxiously awaiting action on legislation to regulate intoxicating hemp products this spring in Illinois, which would have determined the future of their family-run hemp business in Rushville, but it never came. Hemp farming has been legal and regulated in Illinois since 2018, when lawmakers passed the Industrial Hemp Act following federal action that legalized hemp production. The legislation anticipated it would again be used to make industrial products, but also for the production of CBD oils that can be extracted from the plant and are marketed as having therapeutic but not intoxicating properties.
Facts.
Yes, facts, 100%. But hemp has since become the subject of heated debate in Illinois and other states, as the plant has increasingly used to create synthetic products with intoxicating compounds that are not regulated by the federal government. These products, known as Delta 8 THC, are permissible due to what some describe as a loophole in the 2018 Farm Bill that legalized hemp production. I don't know if it's you can describe it as a loophole, but
It's not a loophole. It's literally the interpretation of the fucking law. That's the whole thing, is that laws are fucking made for people to interpret. And if you are not clear enough with what the fuck you want to do, then what are we talking about? Like, that's the law. It's written in plain fucking English. And if you can understand English, just go read the fucking thing. And it says 0.3. That's all. What?
Yep, by dry weight. 0.3 by dry weight.
Dude, and like, listen, that's purely it. And that's, there is flour that is under that, so they can sell flour products.
Correct.
You can make edibles that are under that, so you could sell edibles, just like they're literally go to any fucking bennies across the United States and look at their fucking, they have a hemp section that's selling Delta 9 fucking product.
Yep.
It's in every fucking one of them. So what are we talking about?
Governor J.B. Pritzker has been a vocal opponent of intoxicating hemp, saying it undercuts the state's legal cannabis industry. Hold on.
Oh, God.
We can't tax it like we tax the cannabis industry. That's all that it means. That's all that it means. And puts children and teens in harm's way. Hold on, Dave. Do you know any place you can buy intoxicating hemp under 18?
No.
Me either. I think it's you still have to like, if it's a smoke shop, right? You still have to ID people, right?
Yeah. No children, no teens. Can't
the
get
fact that the state can't keep track of it doesn't mean that kids are getting into it.
What about the children and teens that get access to fucking nicotine? What about the children and teens that get access to alcohol?
Sure. Sure.
But why the fuck do we have Binnies like Binnies is? Why is it a free for all inside of that store? You can buy as much as you can legally
Yep.
put into your fucking, and as much as
Yep.
you can carry out, and fuck illegally, as much as you can carry out of the thing, as long as, and I don't even know if there's a possession limit period. I know that as a home brewer, though, you can only make 100 gallons.
Yep.
So, like, is that everybody's limitation?
Hey,
But
but
is it,
you can mail order hemp drinks. I know my buddy Cole does.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, what do you mean? Of
So like,
course.
what's the deal?
You can mail order fucking 90% of
You,
cookies, fucking,
you can mail order a
offerings.
lot of things.
Yeah,
Um.
concentrates, fucking,
Yeah.
it's all there. It's all just so wild.
This regulatory gray area has created a loophole that put Illinois consumers of all ages, but particularly children, think of the children, in danger while an underground market flourished, the exact opposite of what Illinois has done by regulating our cannabis industry. I mean, he straight up says, we regulated it hard on purpose. But he doesn't tell you the underlying thing.
What underground market is he talking about? All
Well,
of these people have fucking hemp licenses. They
business
fucking pay
licenses.
taxes.
Yep.
What are we talking about? It's not It's not some fucking underground market. It's fucking right there in your face. Go to fucking Benny's, dude. I'm just so blown away.
They pay taxes. Like if you go into the smoke shops, like a lot of this is like you can find real Illinois products in smoke shops, and it is like real hemp farmers.
Bro, they're the biggest players in the fucking game. The Crescos and the fucking
Do the
GTIs
same
of the
thing.
world are making hemp products and selling them inside venues, inside gas stations, inside fucking, it's
Salt
out
shed.
there.
Yeah.
What are we talking about?
Well, that's why you're seeing Cresco get out of California because they don't want to be overly burdened by taxes and regulation when they can just diversify and get in where they don't have to be taxed so much.
But
It's
they're
smart.
taxed the absolute most in the state that they are profiting the absolute most in.
Yeah, but so what is right? But what is the government going to do when all the players just stop participating in the regulated market?
They're not that, but they all are in the regulated market. For $400 million worth of tax revenue came from this shit in Illinois alone last year,
Correct.
right? And I'm not, well, and
But that
that's the fucking wild thing is that all of us are like $400 million of extra money got spent by cannabis consumers only, and we yet have such a fail of a system that is not enough. We need more than that. 400 million. If any one of us had 1/400th of that, if any of us had 1/1000th of that, we would all be fucking way better off than we are, right? But the idea is that like the I'm just so grossed out by it that you can have this kind of opinion. You can keep talking your opposition because you want this regulated market,
Mhm.
yet the regulated market you've made is both trash and unbelievably profitable for you at the same time, where we
Correct.
pass the tax revenue of craft grow or of craft alcohol.
Yep.
So what the fuck are we talking about? I
And
can't
so
stop. I don't know why I keep saying a boot. Somebody
what
said it in a
you're
fucking show and I just went with it, but all right.
what Canadian show were you watching?
Uh, it was they were contestants on a show, and I laughed so hard when he said it that
Did
like
you
I kept saying it after that, and now I got in a boot in me.
Oh man.
Yeah,
Next time you see my our mailman friend, you should say that to him. He'll laugh.
yeah. What's
Yeah.
this about?
What's this about? Oh, he's from Minnesota, so you know.
Oh, nice. Yeah,
But yeah, it's been 3 years. It's been 3 years they've been trying to regulate this, and every year nothing gets done, and
because
every year nothing gets done on cannabis either.
it's not. You can't. You can't make a regulation against something or tighten regulations because everybody would leave. You would piss off all of your big players that are in the market, like you just said. Well, you
Yeah.
can't lose Cresco, you can't lose GTI. those are monsters. So what are you going to tell them? They can't make the hemp fucking products now too? I don't know about that.
I mean,
L-
the other thing is that the more that these big players get into hemp, the less the state's going to be able to start regulating that too, because they'll be like, "What the hell?" Because then they'll just be like, "Then we'll just fucking leave."
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
if there's other markets out there that are doing better than Illinois, then we're going to start to see the same thing where we see marijuana companies leaving Illinois, just like we saw cat leave Illinois. We saw all these manufacturing jobs leave Illinois. Lion Steel and yeah, all that stuff. At least
Yep.
locally for us.
Yeah, Illinois doesn't have a great rep for being a place to want to come anymore. People are leaving here in greater abundance than any other state.
By the way, did you see that Rep LaShawn Ford is retiring?
Really?
Yes, he was the one who generally took up
The
the medical
yeah,
cannabis
yeah.
bills slash the
Real.
side of
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
some good things, most good things.
yeah.
Yeah. So I guess
Um,
yeah. Ugh.
oof.
Lost David. Didn't we? Oh, we lost David Lake too, right? I think we lost David Lake as well last year. So I mean, Illinois cannabis is there's not a lot of state people care about it anymore. We're gonna start losing them.
Maddie for state rep.
Maybe, maybe,
Yeah.
maybe. Hell yeah.
You got some symptoms from your condition to help you feel better. That is my mission. At the Conditional Cannabis Corner, you can get that information, and it won't even cost you a quarter.
You got some symptoms from your condition to help you feel better. All right, here we are. Welcome to the Conditional Cannabis Corner. Today we are talking about ALS, amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, also known as Lou Gehrig's disease. Um, ALS is a neurodegenerative disorder. I have seen a lot of comfort um, from cannabis use in ALS, as well as a ton of other neurodegenerative conditions. Huntington's another one that I was close to and watched a few people. Um, this is also the condition that Stephen Hawkins had. So you all can have a concept in your mind of what the deterioration looks like. Um, I believe that anybody who has a degenerative condition, especially, deserves access to cannabis. Especially someone like an ALS, um, somebody who has ALS. The reason for it is we've seen unbelievable success, even in like in lab rats and stuff, right? So um all cannabinoids, and you all have heard me say a bunch of times, there's a lot of these THC, CBG, CBN, CBD, CBC, THCV. We're talking about neuroprotective, um, something that's playing and okay, so here we go, neurodegenerative or neuroprotective, right? Like just the idea that we call these two things opposing sides of the aisle, why wouldn't we use them to help at least slow the deterioration, right? Because I see that a lot in conditions is it's not a reversal as much as it is the idea that we have slowed the thing from taking such effect. And um, one of the things that I think is a beauty in it is accumulation. And that's also uh, what the scientific world believes too, is that both endocannabinoid um, accumulation and phytocannabinoid accumulation, depending on where it's at and how it's interacting, could be something that prevents or causes the slowing of degeneration. So I think, and in what I've seen and what I've asked all of the people around me to consider, is trying certain parts of this plant individually outside of the use of THC, because we know THC is so effective at neuroprotection, right? It is one of the ones that plays in our neurology more than like almost any of the cannabinoids. We know it's the most binding to the receptors. So, in doing so, it is stimulating the endocannabinoid system, which then in turn helps promote AG2 production, well, just the natural cannabinoids, the endocannabinoids, the things that we produce inside of us. It stimulates and helps regulate those productions as well. So in conjunction, the accumulation of either one, right, the ability to make the body both produce and have available the things that we need to be protectants, to be protective of the system that is acting out of sorts, right? Um, I have I've begged for the use of CBD. Try that for a month, but also I think CBG is one of them that we need to speak more on. That I saw great success within uh, neurologically degenerative conditions, right? Again, both the two that I've seen the most commonly and that I can speak to because I can call them out directly. It is ALS and Huntington's. Um, and I didn't mean to loop in Huntington's in this because there is difference in them. But I do believe, if I'm not wrong, that they are both oxidative um, damagers. That through oxidation they cause damage, and the antioxidative properties of, again, CBD, CBG. Um, these are things that we should be probably studying more. And as people who have ALS or have a Huntington's or have a neurodegenerative condition, they should be looking into more of. And I'm not saying that THC is the end all be all, because it binds to the CB1 receptors the most abundantly. Maybe what I am saying too is that, like, find the abundance of things that will help bind to either the CB1 or CB2. It really gives a shit. Um, to help in antioxidation, to help in um, neuroprotection. And so again, I don't know if this one is a conditional cannabis corner where I've said here's the directness of what you should do. I think THC is a great baseline, right? I think that's something you should consider. I think that, again, CBD and CBG, even THCV, all things that are known to be neuroprotectants, also all known to be, and you might hold me off on THCV. I don't know its properties in the antioxidative world, but I'm quite confident in CBG and CBD. So knowing what the condition is directly, and this is what I used to do when I was a cannabis bud tender, they call you, right? I would ask somebody what their condition was, and then I would look up their condition while I was standing in front of them on the computer, real quick, on a Google search, and say, "What is this?" Um, and hold on, oh, I got a nice message there. It said that he thinks it is. I couldn't read it fast enough, but Aaron has this ability to message me on here. It's super sweet, but he's okay. Anywho, THCV, super fire. Anywho, Well, now, dang it, I got all distracted. It's okay. Um, what I'm saying and what I believe for everybody is that THC, CBG, THCV, they're all possible. Oh, this is what I was talking about. I used to look up what their conditions was. I would look up the condition, and then you would see this oxidative damage, um, uh, neurodegeneration, uh, spasticity and inflammation, right? So like you look at the conditions of or the symptoms of the conditions, and then you go, well, what parts of the plant are the opposite of said condition? And it's only because I've literally done this with, again, I literally think thousands of patients that I have this understanding of what I think would be possible. But it was every day that I said, hey, try this or try that, that I would have somebody come back in and go, all right, I've decreased my THC use and I've increased my CBG use, and I seem to be having better results. Do you think I have to do? No, that's what my point is. I don't think you have to do anything. I think the best thing is exploration in this, is access in this, is knowing that we have the ability to try certain different things. While each one of us is an individual, right? You have the ability to explore so many different components and so many different comforts from one package. The entourage effect, the beauty in having everything in one plant. So if we can get an entourage effect from it, that's beautiful. Whereas in Western medicine, if you're given one little thing that they've isolated their little, and maybe it's got some acetaminophen in it as a carrier or whatever else, the little carriers they got. Besides that, the it's like one chemical. And you, as a person who is an individual that has ALS or Huntington's, but is way different than all the other cases of ALS or Huntington's, though you carry common degenerations and your neurodegeneration and your oxidation and your whatever's happening, there is nuances and differences within you. But if you're all supposed to take the same medication, well, what the fuck? Like, it seems weird. Like, and well, it's just you either got to take more of it or take less of it. That's your only option. Where I think in cannabis, the beauty of it and how you can take your health back into your hands, which is my big mission statement, right? Is for your ability to try different things from one plant, from one method of ingestion, whatever it is that you want to do. You don't have to try multitudes of things while you are trying many things. And then it becomes a exploration for you, taking your health in your own hands. What excess cannabinoids, what excess terpenoids seem to be beneficial to? And for that, again, I think that all ALS patients and anybody with a neurodegenerative condition, you should consider cannabis as a treatment path. And all of the cannabinoids that I mentioned have minimal intoxication and are not the level of intoxication which THC is, which is the thing that causes everybody whatever their little paranoias or their scares or whatever. And the reason why that's happening now is because excessive THC in most things to begin with, because prohibition made it that way. But anyway, entourage effect, robust cannabinoid profiles, try a few different things. And if you ever have any questions, holler at your boy. I appreciate y'all. Yeah, that's about it. And again, the list goes on. I mean, CBN, CBDV, THCV, CBC, CBG. I wrote a list for myself here. And look, like THCV modulates endocannabinoid levels. Well, I was just telling you, accumulation of endocannabinoids could be the neuroprotection, could be the antioxidative that we are looking for. So in the nuances of these certain cannabinoids, you may find the big difference. And we see that, like, okay, let me just run through my list one more time. See, all of the ones that I just mentioned, neuroprotectants, um, CBD, CBG, antioxidants, CBC, analgesic, anti-inflammatory. We're seeing all these anti-inflammatories, and then THCV just happens to be that other one that modulates endocannabinoid levels. Oh, so again, it can inhibit enzymes FAAH and MAGL that break down endocannabinoids, potentially increasing their levels and activity within the endocannabinoid system. This indirect modulation could be beneficial. It's again a could be, but you're worth trying some things, especially things that are non invasive, non intoxicating, and non long term deteriorative either. So, cannabis, man, what a great plant. How cool is it that every condition that you can bring up, there's something that is beneficial in those conditions. So, thanks again. Yeah, this is it.
I like it. Yeah,
Thanks.
no, it said THCV shows promise in antioxidant properties.
Oh,
I
nice.
was just
Nice.
trying to Google that real quick while you said it. I was like, oh, I'll just,
Yeah, that's sweet. And I don't know if that was that a private message or did that show to
Uh,
the whole screen?
no, that's in our studio chat, private
Oh,
chat.
nice. Okay.
So yeah,
Yeah.
no,
Good.
I
And thank you for that,
I
because I
yeah,
appreciate being checked in on, and honestly, I don't know if we can or not on here. Feel free if you ever are listening to me and you find that and you want to pop it up on the screen if we can, that'd be cool too, I think. But I've been trying to actually do a little bit more research into some
hmm
of these uh, conditional cannabis corners and not letting it be so free flow from my
sure,
experience. And I keep finding that, like, all the things that I would naturally say anyway are the things that
yeah.
even through research you're going to find. Uh, there are really cool. What I am seeing now is everybody keeps saying research, research, research. There is really cool research being done for tons of different things right now.
What's that
You know,
website you go to get
conditions,
your?
dude, everything now. What's the one? NBH. The other one is Biomedic Biomed Central.
Oh yeah, Biomed
Second.
Central. That's the
Yeah,
one. Yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
like this
Biomed
one a
Central.
lot.
We pulled some stuff up from them before.
Yeah, and then the other one is the National Health Library,
Yeah.
NHL, whatever the hell it is.
But
But
they're
it's
searchable,
like,
and you can just like search cannabis and by date, and you can see peer-reviewed studies, and it's
oh, and
yeah,
that's it. Yeah, like these are the studies that are coming out of laboratories, and they're being published in the health sectors of the world, and that's what, like, I beg people to look at. Like, stop reading Leafly. Not that Leafly isn't getting their source of information from some of these things, but if you're taking your health into your hands, it's good for you to do your own research
hmm
sometimes. And there is really, really good information in the medical space, in the scientific world, um,
yeah.
that's worth looking into.
Oh,
So,
yeah. And before we wrap up, I just wanted to give a little preview. And I meant to do it earlier, but I forgot. And so if you've stuck around this long, you get to see. But next week, we're going to be recording with our friend in person, Mr. CBD, at the Ignite. What is it? The Ignite Social Lounge. But I wanted to give a quick preview of what that looks like.
oh damn,
Yeah. So this is where we will be recording at the
dude, he did a good job with that
dude,
space.
they've done a great job with that space.
It looks clean and good. I
Yep.
like that there's a little check-in desk there too. That's super
Yep.
fire. Oh man, that's really cool.
Yep. Super cool. I'm really excited. And yeah, we told this has been coming for a long time, and absolutely, I was like, hey, if you'd like us to do something right before the grand opening, and the grand opening is August 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, I believe. So we're going to do that right before then and give people a little sneak peek. And
Yeah.
I'm super excited. Shout out to Mark. Super proud of you, man. Super
Yeah.
proud of you. So,
Yeah.
oh,
hell
yeah. I think that's it for today. So we love you all. Smoke weed every day. Peace.
Yo, ding dong, we're done here. Time to go.